second feature is coordination is a continuous process. Continuous process means something goes on. We already know. We have learned in the management also. In management is also a continuous process. So as we have seen that coordination is present in all functions of management, be it be planning, organizing, staffing, directing or controlling. So when these functions carry on in an organization, when the entire management carries on in the organization, as long as the organization exists, similarly coordination also goes on and on in organization unless the management survives there, right? Okay, now let's talk about the another feature, that is coordination is the responsibility of all managers. Like we have just discussed about it, that there are three levels of management: top, middle and lower. So coordination is not only the responsibility of the top level management, but also of middle as well as lower level management. It has to be exercised at every level of management. We have already discussed about it when we were discussing about why it is called essence of management. We discussed that at top level management it is required, how it is required we have seen. At middle level it is required the most, and at lower level also it is required. So it is required so it becomes the responsibility of all managers who are working at various levels of management. So that is what the responsibility of them. They have to establish coordination, otherwise the management may not exist in the organization, because coordination is the essence of management. Now, another feature is coordination integrates group efforts. Okay, we need to understand that. What is the meaning of group efforts here? See, what happens in an organization where various kind of people are working, and these various people are coming from different backgrounds. They are having different knowledge, different experiences, and their perception, attitude, way of thinking, way of working, creativity, innovative style, everything may be different from each other. Okay, they all must not be having the same capacities. Some of them are having very high skills, some of them are having average skills, and some of them are having very lower level skills. Okay, now what happens? People in the organization come from different diverse background. They perform in the organization as per their capacities. Okay, but organization has to achieve the common goal, which is common to all. So all have to work keeping that goal in the mind, but it doesn't happen most of the time, because the people are self-obsessed and they are focusing only on their activities. They are concerned about their act, their responsibility only. Okay, they are not concerned about the consequences of that on the common objectives of the organization. I give you one example for that. Say for example that there is person who is in sales department, and he has to focus on selling more and more. He has been selling, right? Now what happens? He has been selling the goods at any price. Sometimes the customers are demanding the things at some discount, and he has been providing, he has been selling, because he is focusing on increasing the turnover by selling more and more. Okay, but he is not focusing on the overall objective of the organization, because overall objective of the organization is not selling more. The objective is just to sell their product as per the requirement of the customer. They have to constantly take feedback from the customer, and if any kind of development is needed in the product, that has to be exercised, that has to be executed, and then the customer should be satisfied. So their overall objective is just making customers satisfied by selling more and more as per their needs and demand. Now, but the person is focusing only on selling. He is not taking the feedback from the people. And so that is why what happens if he is not taking the feedback, he is performing his job, he is achieving his target, but just because of his such act, what is happening? Because what act? He's ignoring the feedback of the customer. Okay, the overall objective of the firm is being affected. So what does the coordination do? Coordination integrates the efforts made by the group of people, right? Because all the activities and efforts made by different kind of people in different way have to be channelized, have to bring on a common platform. That is what the common goal of the organization. I hope you understand, and this function is done by coordination. Now, coordination ensures unity of action. We need to understand between these two what is the difference. Okay, group efforts we have understood that individual people are performing different efforts and we have to bring them on a common platform. Now, unity of action. Now we have brought all the acts on a common platform. Now we have to move on. Means on one point we have to make those people understand that you have to stick to our common goal. That is why such kind of activity should be avoided, and ignorance of the feedback of the customer should not be done at all. So one thing he has stopped. He has stopped ignoring the feedback. But he has to be efficient while taking the feedback as well. Because only then the entire organization will keep forwarding towards the common goal. Understanding? So this we can understand. Grouping all the efforts lies here. Different people are working, so they have to work for the common objective. And now they have to move forward in one go. That is what ensures unity of action. I hope I have made you clear about it. Now, let's talk about the last feature, that is coordination is all pervasive. In management also we learned that is also the feature of management. These two features are common there. One is the continuous process and another is the pervasive. So like management is present everywhere in all event at every level of management. Similarly, coordination is also present in every event, every activity at every level of management. See, we have to understand, maybe possible you think that these 2 points are similar, but it is not in actual. This is what we see, the presence of coordination function at every activity at every level. But here we are seeing from the point of view of the manager, that is what the responsibility of the manager to establish the coordination. So there are different aspects. Okay. So it's all about feature, nature or characteristics of coordination. Now let's understand these all features with one example. I'll give you one example, but that example will be a bit longer. You will understand everything about these features, right? Okay, so I explain you. You have to imagine that there is Mr. A, and he has seen various coaching going on, and he went to few coachings, observed how the work happens there and gained experience. And after observation experience, okay, he has thought that he has some amount of capital. He wants to set up a coaching which is for science stream and dealing only with the 12th board student, CBSE board, right? Okay, so very first, because he has very little amount of capital, so he has bought a room, and after that he has put the required resources there, and he has hired one teacher that is very much experienced and expert in his subject. So he has hired one person because he can afford only a single person, and that person is expert in physics, and he is so expert that he can handle chemistry problems as well as maths problems. Now his coaching is going on. Initially he got 5 students, so he has hired a single teacher. He is teaching physics and solving the problems of chemistry as well as mathematics. But he has made one vision. He means, I'm talking about the person who has set up the business. His goal, common objective is what? that all the students who are studying in his coaching, they have to achieve 100 marks in three of the subjects: maths, physics, chemistry. And for that he has thought the strategy. It can be achieved only by having creativity in the answers. So that is what the common objective of is, that 100% result in three of the subject, okay, with 100% marks using creative answers. Fine. Now one person he has had, so he can easily manage his activities, he can inform his, because he also has the experience of teaching, he has knowledge about physics as well or science stream. So he's guiding him, everything is going in planned manner, okay, there is no problem at all. Now number of students are increasing. Now 10 student, then it became 15, 20, single person was handling. Now it became 30 student, 50 student. Okay, now the problem is happening. Problem is happening. What kind of problem is happening? That students are learning, studying physics more and ignoring chemistry and mathematics. Why? Because he is expert at physics, so he is giving more and more knowledge related to physics. He is introducing creative methods in that, and he is not able to handle chemistry and maths doubt with all the students. Now the problem is coming because the organization is growing in its size, right? Now what happens? He thinks that what I'll have to do, I'll have to hire one teacher for chemistry who has to be equally expert as the physics one is, and one teacher separate for mathematics with the same skills. He did it, and now the things are going in a proper manner. Okay, he has hired one for chemistry, another for mathematics. Now we know very well that three of the subjects are different. Okay, math subject is having practice more because numericals are there, and chemistry is having equation balancing more and theory, and physics is having numerical, theory, as well as formula, concepts, etc. So if we want to see the sequence of these, then a student has to give more time to mathematics, then physics, and then chemistry. Now these three of the teachers are expert, specialized in their fields, and now they are putting their 100% to make student have 100 marks in their own subjects. And just because of that, sometimes they are overlapping the common goal of that coaching. The common goal was that they have to achieve 100 marks in all the subjects with creative answer. Now maths person is focusing on maths. Okay, now what happened? The student is studying 8 hours mathematics only. Now chemistry person is also trying to do that, but what is happening? Student capacity is limited, so he is not able to focus. Okay, the same is happening with the physics as well. So now the problem is coming because these are specialized and they are just focusing on their own goal. Okay, they are ignoring the common objective of the organization, right? Okay, now we need to come here. If the manager or the owner of that coaching wants to establish coordination, then what he has to do and how the things will go in a smooth manner and how the management will be taking place in that organization so that they can achieve their organization common goal. Okay, so very first we talked about deliberate function. Fine. So if he has planned about it, okay, that if another teacher comes, then we'll have to divide it. We have to inform them, then you have to train the students, you have to give homework which can be completed in these many hours, right? Means maybe possible he speaks to mathematics one that you will give the homework of 2 hours or 3, say for example 3 hours. Chemistry one will say that you would give the homework for 2 hours, and physics one you would do the homework for 3 hours, right? So in that case the things can be managed. So coordination can take place if the proper planning is done, right? Now continuous process. Now this system has to be followed continuously. Only then the coordination can be present there. Another feature, responsibility of all managers. Here we can treat these three teachers as the managers. So that is what the responsibility of these three managers or teachers, to keep in mind what is the common goal so that the coordination can take place. Okay. Now, group efforts. Now the management, the owner of the coaching, he has to think about it, that how I can integrate the efforts of these teachers, right? Because maybe possible that one teacher is having more skills than the other two. So, okay, and one teacher is having less skill than the other two. So in that case, what happens? He has to integrate. He has to do some kind of planning. He has to integrate the efforts made by them individually so that the common objective of the goals can be achieved. They have to train them. He has to give him continuous information regarding that. Okay. Another, unity of action. And after giving training, he has to monitor them. He has to keep an eye so that the common objective is achieved. And what he can do, he can evaluate the performance of the student, and then he can take the corrective measure. He may suggest some other creative ways, etc. And all pervasive means everywhere the coordination is present. Fine. If he wants to exercise the successful management, then he will find the coordination is present everywhere. Okay, among the three teachers, the coordination has to be there. Only then the common objective he has set will be achieved, otherwise not. Right? I hope I have made you clear about what are the features and how these are applied. You can apply these features in an organization as well. I took the example of the coaching institute so that you can easily understand. Now you can take the example of an organization. There is one manager who is handling finance department, another is handling purchase department, one is handling sales department, one is handling production department. So they have to coordinate with each other. Only then what happens, the things go in a proper manner. Okay, if production department does not inform purchase department that the stock is going to be finished, start purchasing. If in time the same information is not communicated, then what will happen? Production will stop, right? Because they will not get the raw material for production. Similarly, purchase department has to inform the finance department that we are running short of money. We need money to buy raw material. If the proper information is conveyed, only then the finance management may make money available to those people so that they can do their purchasing and the production start happening. And the sales department similarly has to inform the production department that we have sold these many units, we have only these in stock, so you start producing. So coordination has to be there, timely information sharing, cooperation, that is all what the coordination is. Okay, now let's move on to another topic of today's session, that is importance of coordination.